Alrighty, before we enter this podcast, this is a brand new podcast by the Biz Network, and I do apologize for the sound of my voice. I'm currently fighting a common cold. My name is Max. I don't know if this is going to go to air right now. It's a trial to test out, and I'm going to try not be. I know it's a political podcast. I'm going to try not express my political views, but if you do know me personally, please don't comment my political views. I'm going to try and keep this as neutral and moderate as possible. But without further ado, welcome to Biz Politics, everyone. Now, this is interesting in Australia as we've come off the back of a Australian election where the centre-right to right has been absolutely thrashed, and we've seen a huge uptick in left support for Labor, of course. The federal election, I believe it was 94 seats. Labor is currently sitting on 94 seats. The coalition, which is made up of the National Party and the Liberal Party, is currently made up of about, 43 seats, which I believe around 15 of those sit in the National Party room, and the rest sit in the Liberal Party room, or the LNP, which is in Queensland. And I'm actually really shocked. I'm not going to say that right-wing support is dying out completely, because that would be an understatement or a completely wrong statement. Because as I'm looking right now, as a poll published by 6 News yesterday, Pauline Hanson's One Nation is projected to win 6 seats in the House of Representatives if an election was held yesterday or today. And those seats would have been Parkes, which is from the Nationals, and the rest of these seats are from the LNP in Queensland. Except for Grey, which is a Liberal seat. The next 4 are Liberal National seats, which is Capricornia, Hinkler, Wide Bay, and Wright. And I'm shocked, because I know a lot of people are saying that more people are flooding to the left, but I believe that is wrong, as we would have also seen more people flood towards the Greens in the last election. But as, of course, due to preferences, none of the Greens House of Representative members returned except for Elizabeth. I think it's Watson. I have no idea what her name is, but Division of Ryan in Queensland. And another poll came out today, released by 6 News. Go to 6 News, everyone. They have a great variety of polls. The favourability ratings. Now, I believe Pauline Hanson is favoured at 32%, just behind Albanese at 37%. And of course, she is, in the red, unfavourable 45%, Albanese 39%. Susan Lee, is 13% favourable, 53% unaware/neutral, 34% unfavourable, and Larissa Waters from the Greens, leader of the Greens, is at 6% favourable, 81% neutral, and 13% unfavourable. So we're looking at Anthony Albanese in first, Pauline in second, Susan Lee in third, and Larissa Waters in fourth. I am speechless. I have no idea what to say. And mind you, I've just woken up and I've just seen this. I've been sleeping all day, and I've just seen these polls. Now, of course, we've got some upcoming state elections, which I believe South Australia has theirs next year. Victoria has theirs next year. And I will get into some political announcements made today. But as my good mate, I don't know him personally, but I call him my good mate, Sloaney. Go check out the Sloan Zone on YouTube. He will chat more about this tonight, and he knows way more about politics than I do. But I've learned so much from watching him. As he would say, it's been another crazy day for the coalition, and the coalition cannot go one day without absolutely obliterating themselves. Now, especially in New South Wales and Victoria today, New South Wales has elected a brand new leader and deputy leader of the New South Wales Nationals Party. The party leader, I have no idea what his name is, but he resigned yesterday. And then we have officially elected, let me check who it is. I know the deputy leader is, let me take a look right here. I'll get back to this in a second, actually. Actually, hold that thought. It's Gomesh Singh, elected as the New South Wales leader of the Nationals, and the deputy leader is Kevin Anderson. I believe, I do not know much about these two people, but I know that Gomesh was the deputy leader under, I think it was Dugald Saunders. Yeah, that's it. He was the leader. He was up until yesterday. I don't know the circumstances that he was facing when he tendered his resignation. But yeah, that was, I don't know what direction we're in the Nationals. I don't know too much about the Nationals, but I'll keep you all updated. But over to the Liberal Party in Victoria, Jess Wilson and Brad Battin, they went head to head today. A leadership spill was brought against Brad Battin. It passed. And Jess Wilson was elected unopposed, the first female leader of the Victorian Labor Party. Now, this is big news because the Victorian election is just a year away. And in the polls, it's neck and neck between Labor, the unpopular Labor government in Victoria, and the, I'm going to say, more favourable Liberal government coalition. And if we look at the polls, Jacinta Allen, the current Labor Premier, is definitely behind in favourability ratings. Brad Battin, I believe, was at a 50% favourability last time. She was sitting lower at a 32%. Now, in Victoria, Labor has been in power for quite a while. Dan Andrews was there for almost 9 years. And it's just been going downhill for a while for the coalition. But it does seem to look like they're on the horizon. And Jess Wilson being the shadow treasurer, I'm not targeting Jess, but I was doing a bit of research. I do not know what finance background she has as the shadow treasurer. I do know that she has a background as a lawyer. I do know that she did go to Monash University. And I was talking to a few friends that live in Gippsland, and they seem to think that she is a good choice for the Liberal leader. But who knows? We'll see what happens in a year's time. But hey, anything can change. So basically, to sum it up, Pauline Hanson is doing absolutely amazing in the polls. One Nation is sitting at a preferential vote of 18%. We have the Liberals sitting just a bit higher at 24%. Keep in mind, 4% of that is the Nationals. So the Liberal Party is sitting on 20%. One Nation is sitting on 18%. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And then we have the Labor Party, which I think it's safe to say they'll be in government for another 10 years. Because they're sitting on currently 38%, and the two-party preferred, I believe, last time I checked, it was 56% to 44%. And as we know, in a situation like this, where they were in the where back in the 90s, when John Howard won his first term, they were sitting in the high 90s in seats, and Labor was sitting around where the coalition is sitting now. And it took them almost 10 years to dethrone that John Howard government. So, and in the current Liberal Party state, I can't see them winning an election. If it was held tomorrow, of course, I keep up to date with my 6 News polls. The best they have done in the 6 News polls. Let me take a quick look. I have a folder saved on my phone with all the 6 News polls. There's been about 6 of them so far, actually. That's fitting. The best they've done in a 6 News poll was where are we? The best one, I believe it was +6. So they're sitting on 49. This was put out on the 29th of October. Pauline Hanson's One Nation would have won 1 seat. The Liberal Party of Australia would have won 6. The Liberal National Party would have lost 2. The Nationals would have won 1. And the Country Liberal Party would have won Solomon, which I know they were very close to in the federal election held in May. And the ALP would have lost 2 seats. Now, if we look at a more recent one, it shows the ALP looking down to 88 seats. I know this is very early to be telling it. It's only a projection. And as Susan Lee said today, never trust the polls or never look at the polls. But ALP, this was put out on the 10th of November, so more recent, just over a week ago. Looking at the Labor Party, -6 seats. The LNP, +3. And Pauline Hanson's One Nation, +1. And then, of course, the one put out today was Pauline Hanson, +6. LNP, -5. ALP, +1. Greens, -1. And Independents, -1. Katters Australia. And I think the 3 safest seats in the country Correct me if I'm wrong, just off memory, it's Graindler. The division that I'm in, Albo is my federal member. Then we have, of course, the division of Kennedy, which is held by Bob Catter. And then, of course, we have Mayo, which is Centre Alliance, Rebecca Sharkey, which has been held for a very long time. By all three of them, I think they hold those are some of the three safest seats. Anyway, that is Biz Politics for today. I don't know if this series will continue. I'm going to give it a pilot, see how it goes. But hey, if you're interested in politics, please contact me. I believe the Instagram account is biz.politics, biz_ or biz. One of those. You'll find it. It's linked to the Biz Network. This is all brought to you by the Lockdown Biz and the Biz Network. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. My name is Max, and as always, I'll catch you next time.